There are actually 3 really exciting things that we want to share with you in this video today. But lest I be accused of clickbait, the first one we got to tackle right away.
Bing!
Bing!
You can't see her.
Of course not! Bing! We had the baby!
Yes, and it's been a long time since I've been on a video or out in the barn, so that's why finally you get to see her.
So yes, it is a girl.
That ties us up. 3 boys, 3 girls now.
Somehow there was like, I don't know, something I said, people were thinking we had a boy. So I'm sorry if something I said made you think we had a boy.
But it is not a boy, it
No.
is a girl.
We had a baby girl.
And both of us kind of had the feeling it was a girl for a long time now. Mine was a hopeful feeling because I've had 3 boys. It's been a long time since I had a little girl. I kind of wanted to have that again. And yeah, it ties us up, 3 and 3. Little baby cow.
Nice, that
I thought I got a polled one, but this one's horned. So. Sleepy girl. She was 7 pounds, 8.5 ounces at birth. She's packed it on though, so she's growing fast. The kids have been a huge help. It's so nice having older kids with a newborn baby. They, I think, are really enjoying it. How cute and little and loving.
Easy to fall asleep.
Easy to put her to sleep. She is.
Most of the time.
They're loving her little smiles she's starting to give them now.
A lot of you are no doubt excited that Kay's gonna be back in our videos. A lot of the stuff you've been watching for the last month or 2 has been old footage from, all right, back up honeybee. Old footage from videos that we filmed from like before the baby was born or when she had just been born. Now everything that you watch is actually going to be what's happening again live on the homestead. Huge shot of these 2.
Her birth was not at all what we expected. It was completely different from any of the other kids' births.
And that is because our 6th little girl was born at home, which is a first for us out of 6 children. If you had asked me a year ago, would we ever have had a home birth? I would have bet a lot of money no.
You never would, yeah.
And that's about when we got pregnant a year ago. So yeah, I was not expecting her to be born at home by any means.
It's a long story how that was finally what happened, but it was not expected, and there were a lot of twists and turns along the way. Long story, which we actually talked about in the podcast this week, because it's too long for a video.
Yeah, so if you want to hear the whole story, Saturday morning we're going to be releasing a podcast that tells the whole story, how we wound up having a home birth and what that home birth was like. So if you want to hear that long story Saturday morning, you can watch the video here on YouTube, or you could subscribe to our audio version of our podcast. There'll be a link, and you could listen to it, either or. It's a great story, but too much for a vlog.
And now I'm kind of back to helping Austin with the chores, helping, or I don't know, more like providing emotional support while he's out there. Because I have to bring her with me. So I keep her bundled most of the time, which means I'm holding her. Both hands are not working very much. But he's doing a great job keeping up with everything on his own.
Well, I'm not completely on my own. Since the baby's been born, what extra farm work you been pulling?
All of it, basically.
Did you say all of it?
I was joking.
Yeah, you better.
Do the chickens, I'll do the pigs, I'll do the dogs, I'll do the, and sometimes the, well, yeah, I'll do the water.
What have you been doing extra the last month or so?
More barn chores. Growing hay down.
She's my 6th, so it might seem like now I've got this baby thing all together. I've got it all figured out. And the doctor even said that. She had her first appointment today, our first time going out. Doctor said, oh, you already know all this. You got a handle on it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, still Googling a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of anxiety that comes with a new baby and forgetting like, oh, they don't sleep very much. We're up a lot.
How could you possibly forget that?
I forget every time. I think that's why I have 6. But we're settled in most of the time, cozy at home, just enjoying our little baby. It's been a nice 2 months.
If you've been missing our podcast or the live stream that we did, one of the things I think we've been getting better at with each new child we have has been we've been slowing down more. I think it's because when you have 6 kids, by the 5th one, you know how quickly this period of time goes, this special time where they're new and you know you're getting to know them and
Smell good.
they smell really good all the time no matter what. And it just goes so fast. It's easy with your first kid. I remember like he was born and I was out of the house like fishing with my buddies later that week. And yeah, when you have a couple, you just realize like, oh man, it's such a short, special time when they're home and they're new, and it goes so fast. And we're trying to really we've just been really trying to take it and enjoy it. Come on, pups. So that's why we haven't been doing live streams or podcasts or even really much vlogging. But that is about to change, and that's part of our next exciting stuff that we want to talk about. So the second announcement is kind of a good news, bad news. Bad news. We are no longer going to be live streaming. Having a baby means you never really know what's gonna happen when you turn that camera on for the live show. But don't worry, we're still gonna do our video podcast and audio podcast. So that's not gonna stop. We're just not gonna be recording it live. If you like to watch the video version of that, that'll still be here on YouTube. But if you would like to listen to the audio version, link below, or maybe I'll pop up right there. You can always subscribe to our podcast and listen to the entire hour-long show while you drive, while you do your morning chores. And now I want to tell you the exciting part of this announcement, which is there's a new series coming to the podcast that you're not going to want to miss. I got a job for a kid if there's somebody free. There's a new series coming to the video podcast, and again, you can listen to the audio version. I need help with the title. Basically, right now we're calling it Homestead Smackdown. The concept, we're gonna help you choose the next livestock that you wanna have on your homestead. So, the first episode of Homestead Smackdown is actually happening March 15th. Chickens versus ducks. What's better for a homesteader? We have special guests during this podcast. John Siskovich from Farm Marketing Solutions and Morgan Gold from Goldshaw Farms are going to join us in a debate style episode. John's going to be arguing for chickens, Morgan for ducks. We're going to have a special guest judge who you guys are going to love. I'm not even going to tell you who's coming, but you'll see then. We're going to take chickens and ducks, pit them against each other, see which one wins. Don't miss that podcast or video version. If you'd like to join us live for the very first episode of Homestead Smackdown, join our email list. Click it. It's going to be invite only. We will live stream by invitation only, and if you're on my email list, you'll be invited to that first episode. If you have any idea of what to call Homestead Smackdown, barn battles, something along those lines, comment below any of your ideas. Maybe we'll use your idea. If you missed the live stream, don't worry. That'll be coming up on the YouTube channel, the edited version, as well as on the podcast. But if you'd like to be there live, March 15th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, join the email list. And that brings us to our last very big announcement. Hopefully our new podcast series, Homestead Smackdown, or whatever we call it. Hopefully one of you come up with a great idea and we'll use that one and absolutely give you credit. The goal with that is to help you decide what the next animal, or if it's your first homestead, what the first animal that you should bring to your homestead is. And that leads us to our third big announcement, which is another series we're gonna be making. This series is a video series where you'll find some of the videos here on YouTube called Your First Homestead. And that series is gonna be about your first homestead chickens, or your first homestead goats, maybe your first homestead cow. The whole point of that series is a video series, educational, helping any of you out there who are gonna get your first chickens or your first goats or ducks or whatever they are. What do you need to get started? What should you know? What kind should you get? How many? It's going to be basically your first homesteading course that walks you through all the things you need to know before you get your first, insert the blank here. Let's imagine you want to get yourself some dairy cows. That'll be a lesson in the Your First Homestead course, Your First Dairy Cow, and we'll go through all the things you want to know, what breeds, what kind, how many you should get, what do you need for equipment and land and all that stuff. Here's the thing about the Your First series. That is going to be a course that's available for Homesteady pioneers in full. But we are going to be releasing some videos from that series here on YouTube to help everybody get started. If you want to take the whole course, become a Homesteady pioneer, click right there to do that. But if you just want to see the videos that come out here on YouTube, get ready, because while we've only been doing one video a week, now we're going to jump to 2, and the second video coming out each week, once we get the series going, will be from that series.
That are out there.
Can we all fit? There she is. Little number 6.
She's tired. She went to the doctor today. She's tired.
Yeah, we're all tired. We had to go out, and we never leave the homestead anymore. So going to town's like a big ordeal.
Yeah, it's a big event.
And I feel exactly like that. Oh.
You sleepy girl. Are you a sleepy girl? Are you gonna poop more?
We were recording our birth story podcast, and you'll see that this weekend. And oh man, she let out this huge...
It was done. We had been there an hour, and she was like, "Well, time to be done." keeping us concise, huh?
And a girl. Just
okay, now we have to go in. You gonna poop?
Oh man.
There we go. That time's up.
She's nervous. Cameras make her nervous.
Oh no, you were born into the wrong family. Are you boo-boo?
I know that is a ton of things to remember that we talked about in today's episode, so here's what I want you to do. Click here. That'll take you over to a page where you can sign up to our email list. I will make sure to email you before we have that live showing of the Homestead Smackdown with John Siskovich, Morgan, and special guest judge. When our new series, Your First Homestead, comes out, begins, I will be emailing everybody on the email list to know. And of course, if you're a pioneer, you'll get the access to the entire course. I hope you're as excited as we are to be getting Homesteady podcast back up again, Homesteady vlogs. We're really excited coming into this new season. We have a lot of big plans for the homestead this year. That'll be covered in an upcoming podcast episode. We'll see you in the next video, which will be Saturday's home birth story.